Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will talk about the Primate 2026, but not as a normal movie reviewer. No! Today I am reviewing this movie as a concerned Siberian Husky citizen. Because after watching this movie, I no longer trust monkeys, family vacation, rich people with exotic pets, and honestly, even bananas. I came here for entertainment. I left with trauma. And now I am wearing this husky costume for protection. Because if danger comes, at least I will die fluffy. If I suddenly bark during this review, this is not acting. This is fear. Ow! When I started watching The Primate, I thought, okay, maybe this is a normal animal movie. Maybe cute. Maybe emotional. Maybe like, oh, the monkey is misunderstood. Wrong. You're very wrong. This movie said, you want peace? No. You want safety? No. You want a normal family bonding trip? Absolutely not. This movie grabbed me by the shoulders and said, sit down, husky boy. Today we learn that bad decisions have consequence. And I said, I'm just a dog. Why am I involved? So now, in this movie, this is how people go to Hawaii. Already that sounds expensive. Whenever rich people in movies go to a beautiful place, I already know something bad will happen. Because poor people in a horror movies don't go to Hawaii. Like me. Poor people go to the kitchen and say, we have rice. That's it. But rich people, the rich movie people say, oh, let's visit our cliffside house with our emotionally complicated family and our dangerous pet primate. Excuse me. Who hears that sentence and say, yes, sounds relaxing. If my family had a dangerous animal at home, I would not visit. I would send a text, sorry, I love you all, but I choose life. Now, let me speak seriously as a husky. My opinion. Dogs are enough. Or cat. We already do a lot. We protect the house. We bark at strangers. We act dramatic for no reason. We shed hair like we are donating to society. What more do you want? Why are you bringing home a chimp? A chimp is not a house pet. That is not cute and unique. This is called future hospital bill. Dogs bring you sleepers. Dangerous primates bring you emergency surgeries. Big difference. If a person says, this is Ben, our pet chimp. His family. Oh, I'm not staying. I am leaving so fast, even my soul will need a passport. So while watching the movie, I keep telling the characters, please, oh please use your brain. But the horror movie characters and brains are often in a long distance relationship. You can see the warning signs. You can feel the bad energy. You can smell the disaster. Even my imaginary dog instinct were screaming, brother, run! But no, they stay. They investigate. They separate. They go alone. Why do people in horror movies always go alone? If I hear one string sound in my house, I do not investigate. I become religious immediately. I say, Lord, if this is my time, I accept your will. Then I call someone. Then I hide. Then I eat snacks while panicking. This is my survival. Okay, let us compare. If a dog is upset, maybe he barks. Arr! Maybe he destroys a pillow. Maybe he acts like the world ended because you went outside for 3 minutes. But a dangerous primate in a horror movie, that one wakes up and chooses violence like it has a full-time contract, and the movie make it worse because the animal used to be treated like a family. That is what makes it creepy. Because the real fear is not just the attacks. The real fear is this. Something familiar becomes dangerous. This is actual strong storytelling. That part stayed with me. Because sometimes in life, the things we trust too much can hurt us if we ignore the warning signs. See? Even under this husky head, there is wisdom and also sweat. A lot of sweat. Okay, the family will say, hello. And I say, hello family, I have a question. Why do you own this animal? And the family says, because he is special. And me, so is electricity. But I don't hug exposed wires. And the family says, he is a part of the family. And I said, then your family meetings must be terrifying. And the family says, he understands us. And I said, that is not comforting. That is worse. And the family, we raise him with love. And I replied, and still, look what happened. Love is powerful, but it is not a substitute for common sense. And the family, you are just a dog. And I said, exactly. And even I know this is a bad idea. If I were in a primate, this would be my survival plan. First, notice the primate. Second, respect the primate. Third, leave the primate alone. Fourth, leave the island. Fifth, leave the country. Sixth, start a new life. And a new name, a new haircut, a new email. Because I am not going to argue with an angry animal that has better upper body strength than me. I know my limits. I struggle opening pickle jars, right? What I am going to do against a chaos with a fur and a muscle? Nothing. I will be a memory, a fluffy memory. The horror movie logic is amazing, I would say. That's my feedback. A person hears something is wrong, and instead of leaving, they say, let's split up. Why? Why? Who invented that? Probably someone who did not survive. If I were there, I would say, hey, no splitting up. We move together like a discounted supermarket customers on payday. Also, why do people whisper in danger? I will not whisper. If I'm scared, everybody will know. I will shout, help! Ow! I respect animals. I apologize for humanity. Please don't bake me. That is my strategy. Not elegant, but honest. So after watching the primate, I have questions. Very deep questions. Like, why do humans always think they can control everything? Why do movies keep teaching us the same lesson in a different, violent ways? Why I am reviewing this while wearing a husky head like a traumatized pet philosopher? And the biggest question, why do I look wise in this costume? Tell me I don't. This is not a costume anymore. This is a calling. And the therapist will say to me, so what brings you here today? I watched the Primate today. And the therapist, I see. And I said, I now distrust vacation, cliffs, family secrets, and any animal smarter than me. And the therapist, that sounds difficult. I also wore a husky costume to feel safe. And the therapist, did it help? Emotionally, yes. Physically, no. I can barely breathe. And the therapist, what did you learn? If somebody says, don't worry, he's friendly, I will worry more. And the therapist, that is growth. And I also I should say, I should probably drink water right now. So, but honestly, this is why movies like this works. They give us fear, but they also give us a chance to talk about fear. And when we laugh about something scary, it becomes lighter. That is why I like doing comedies. Because sometimes laughing is not disrespect. Sometimes laughing is how we survive stress. Sometimes humor is as a medicine. Not the kind you buy in a pharmacy, the kind you feel in the chest when life gets too heavy. And yes, even a husky understands that. So, watching this right now, be honest. If your rich relative invited you to a luxury house and said, don't mind the primate, he's basically family, would you stay? No! You will invent an emergency. You will say, my phone needs charging. My spirit said, no. My grandmother appeared in a dream. I forgot to water my rice cooker. Anything. You're not just staying there. Do not lie. If I wrote the movie, my ending will be like this. The family finally learns the lesson. They stop pretending danger is normal. They stop ignoring clear warning signs. They stop saying, it's okay, we can handle it. Then they call professionals. Then they leave. Then they go to the therapy. And then they adopt a normal pet. Maybe a fish. A fish never chases you through a house. A fish minds its business. That is the energy I respect. Me and the fish. We could be friends. But now, let me say something real. Under all the horror, action, and chaos, there is a lesson. A very human lesson. Sometimes people confuse love with control. We think, if I love this enough, it will never hurt me. If I care enough, nothing bad will happen. If I ignore the warning signs, maybe the problem will disappear. But life does not always work like that. Love is important, care is important, kindness is important, but wisdom is also important. Boundaries are important. Respect danger is important. And asking for help before things get worse is important. That is not weakness, that is maturity. So, there is also another lesson I felt. Family is not just about staying together. Family is also about protecting one another. Listen to one another. Taking concern seriously. Not waiting until everyone becomes a disaster. In real life, many problems start small. A warning signs, a strange feeling, a bad habit, a hard conversation avoided too long. Then later, it becomes bigger. So, the lesson for me in this, do not ignore what needs attention. Talk early, act early, care early. Because sometimes one honest moment can prevent a painful one. So, this is my final. Maybe this is my why the movie matters. Not just because they scare us, not just because they entertain us, but because sometimes they remind us to become better, more careful, more honest, more responsible, and more grateful for ordinary peace. And after all that fear, all that comedy, all the barking in my soul, oh, I realized something simple. A quiet life is a blessing. A safe home is a blessing. A normal day is a blessing. So love your family. Protect your peace. Respect nature. And please, please choose pet that cannot bench press you. So if you enjoy this funny Husky review of Primate 2026, please like, share, and subscribe and spread more for my ideas, my videos. It helps in the future. Don't have work, but I'm still fighting to apply and making videos. So, my comment, would you survive this movie? Or would you be the first one to say, let's split up and disappear? I'm Husky reviewer, still cared, still floppy, still unemployed by the monkey community. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and stay positive.